What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. Super excited to start off today's videos with X-Men issue number 19. As we dive back into the X-Men comics, we're picking up with Doug Ramsey, aka Cypher, aka Revelation. The Heir of Apocalypse has returned. And if you're completely lost on this, check out the playlist. We covered all of this leading up right to where we're at. But right now, the state of the world is pretty crazy. You got enemies such as 3K emerging from all around. But Doug was tasked with a very specific role. He was to fill the shoes of Apocalypse. He was tasked with ensuring that mutant kind, they survive, they thrive. And he's gonna do this with the help of Bay the Blood Moon and his best friend Warlock, as they try to traverse this new world and figure out where their place is gonna be in all of it. They soon learn that they are also the hunted, but the governments of the world are soon gonna learn you don't go seeking Doug Ramsey unless you're ready for a revelation. With that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, we're picking up in the Pacific Northwest. We pick up with Doug and Bay, and Doug has been having the same dream every single night. Apocalypse's technology, it took his body apart, pieced it back together according to Apocalypse's design, but he had never thought about how Apocalypse left a mark on his mind. It is worth noting that Doug Ramsey also doesn't look like whatever they created in the Heir of Apocalypse series. They probably saw the fans' reaction to it. It was like, alright, let's make Doug Ramsey look like Doug Ramsey, just also with this crazy new power. But when Doug makes a very corny joke about Heir and Heir, Bay throws him out the window. With Doug coming inside, Warlock asking if all is well, Doug saying not all is well, my wife just threw me out the window. Though the argument could be made, he did deserve it. But all three of them, they sit down, they have breakfast, and they start discussing what's to come. When Apocalypse transformed him into Revelation, it was to take on Apocalypse's mission, survival of the fittest. Part of that was elevating him to what Apocalypse considered fit. That's why he has this extreme power upgrade. Enhanced durability, as we see, can get thrown out a window, not even a scratch on him. But more to the point, his mutant power received an upgrade. His language mutant ability is now an input and an output. He can now access thinking minds. At least that's how it feels. Almost like he's hacking minds with language. The same way that he used to hack computers with code. And he does worry about the ethical considerations of this. It's the kind of thing that Xavier used to do all the time. And every time he would cross that line, he would justify it to himself. He had told Charles back on the island that they needed to be good or that they were nothing. Now he still believes this. He's still holding on to this mentality. The first thing that Apocalypse had said to him was rise and meet your first disciples. But these two aren't his disciples, they're his family, with their purpose that they have been given, survival of the fittest. Apocalypse never succeeded in his purpose, in all of his years. So they're taking on a very old mission. Now they must wonder, what does survival mean for their purpose? What does it look like? While they have this discussion, we see a team moving in on him. Black Ops guys with rifles ready to take down the new Heir of Apocalypse. As Doug continues on talking about he was the least fit of the New Mutants. He was the first of them to die, so judgment of what is and isn't fit, he's not really sure how to approach the subject, but he believes this needs to be their starting point. While they discuss the best options moving forward, Bay the Blood Moon hears the snapping of a twig. Without hesitation, she jumps into action. Bay the Blood Moon goes hunting, and while she hunts, Warlock, he's observing the situation, getting the perimeter sensors. They have no recognizable equipment patterns, no identifying insignias or uniforms. This is Black Ops stuff. Without question, their identities are meant to be concealed. This is when an EMP goes off, Warlock is shocked all to hell, and then there's a gunman standing behind Doug. He tells Doug, do you really think, after everything, humanity would allow an era of apocalypse to exist? That you took on his mission with open eyes. You deserve exactly what is coming to you. Blade the Blood Moon, seeing this happening, she turns her attention directly towards the house and she charges. Unsure if she's gonna make it, this guy goes on his little monologue. This guy's from a kill squad, but he's not from 1. He isn't from 3K. This is an unofficial task force group of like-minded agents of a little startup operation of their own. One that they call Zero. These are rogue agents of 1. Zero being their clever name because there is no good mutants. As he gets ready to put this bullet into Doug, Doug tells him that you did all of this, but you weren't smart enough to do your mission prep right. This is when Doug tells him to put your gun to your head. The dude unable to control himself. He goes on to say that you called me Ramsey. Warlock calls me Doug. You're wrong though, because I am Revelation. What I reveal, you obey. I have a job to do, and I'm not gonna let you get in the way of it. Not you, not 1, not 0, not anybody. And as Doug goes to pull that trigger, as he goes to make this man pull the trigger, Bay the Blood Moon takes this dude clean the hell out. Nothing left behind but 2 giant holes in the walls and a bloody boot with a foot in it. And even Doug's like, damn, babe, I had this. Like, I wasn't in danger, we're good. He tells her that you didn't have to kill him, but the way that Bay the Blood Moon does see it, that you don't understand because you're not a Rocky. She understands this level of violence. The great work that we are about to embark on. People are gonna die, some at your own hands. Cause like it or not, you are now the heir of apocalypse. This title comes with a gravity. You are a power in this world. Something that you need to come to understand. No one, not 1 mutant or human or whatever other creature you annoy may be allowed to point a weapon at you and live. They need to understand what you are. Now, while she goes on this whole rant, Doug tells her, like, you gotta be angry, love, because whenever you are, you never remember that I can't understand you when you're using your speech like that. When you're using psionic speech, I just can't hear you. But Bay, she doesn't say anything. She just grabs Doug and she kisses him. Rebooting Warlock, grabbing her stuff, suiting up. They burn the lodge. Zero is gonna be coming after them. That means they're gonna head north. Because if they're gonna change the world, they could use some X-Men. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. The Krakoa was for lovers t-shirt. Absolutely love it. Gotta get me one of those. Hands down, somebody needs to make it. Email me. If you make this t-shirt, email it and I will buy it today. I promise you. comicbreakdown2020@gmail.com. If you know where this t-shirt is, send it to me because I need to buy it right now. But the era of apocalypse has returned. Doug Ramsey's back. Bay the Blood Moon. And of course, Warlock, our mutant phalanx. And this is one hell of a team. Now, Warlock and Bay, they're pretty formidable on their own. But now Doug Ramsey with his new upgrade, with Apocalypse rebuilding him from the molecular level on up. Ramsey has been rebuilt into the true era of Apocalypse. But what is most notable about this, in actual application of Ramsey doing what he says he wants to do, we see that quickly change. He went from, we need to be careful about using my powers, to as soon as a dude comes up on him, he's like, point the gun at yourself and gets ready to kill him. More than that, when his mission is put in jeopardy, we see the apocalypse come out in him. One thing is for damn certain, Doug Ramsey has changed since the beginning of the Krakoan era. From just being a guy that could talk to Krakoa and translate for everybody, now to the era of apocalypse. Powers like that of Charles Xavier, and with the veracity of Apocalypse himself. I, for one, cannot wait to see what happens next. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything that has been happening with the X-Men, or you would like to find out how Doug Ramsey became the heir of Apocalypse, make sure you guys check out the links in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with all of these stories. If you would like to support the the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.